at all those new old pictures. We love it.
Yeah, we had to make sure we get them all lined up there. But welcome, fans, to officially season 3 of Hudson Homers. CB's here, Coach Finwood is here, and we are ready to kick off 2026, especially with all the damn snow and ice outside my house right now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from Friday, right? And we got you got like a foot of snow up there in Richmond, right?
Yeah, topped off with some nice crusty ice that's making things a lot of fun up here. But Finney, it seems like you all did much better down there in the 757, at least with the field anyway.
Yeah. We were able to get our scrimmages in Thursday and Friday, and then tarp the field, and took the weekend pretty much off. The cold winds. Of course, we tarped the field, and when we got there, we were lifting weights Saturday, and when we got to the field, the 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that came around here Friday night had blown the tarp halfway off, so we had to re-put the tarp down and find more stuff to put on the tarp. College baseball, that's what it is. We got it down, got
Send
it
a few of your heavier pitchers to sit out on it.
Yeah, exactly. We found some more bullpen benches and things like that to put on it. Pulled it today, and the field's in great shape, so we'll be back out there tomorrow. And, there's an old of course, I grew up in a military family, and my dad I remember him saying, and I remember Doc Annan, saying from the Navy SEALs, an old military axiom about the third week, you got to watch out for people because, hold on one second.
It's a great saying. You had to disappear for it. This is how you build tension and suspense in a story.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's another one of those military things. That's right. Hold on, I had a pot on the stove. I had to turn down.
You don't get this on other podcasts, everyone. That's
right.
Hudson Homers. We keep it real with you. We eat.
Yeah,
just like people.
Yeah, Steph's making meatball subs for supper, and I looked up and saw a pot on there. I wasn't sure it was supposed to be on, so I had to turn it down. So we're multitasking here. Thank you. Anyway, so the old military axiom about be careful with training in that third week is usually when most injuries occur. They did studies on it, so really not a bad thing. We've been going 3 weeks, pretty solid. Really not a bad thing to have to peel back a little bit this week. The weather's going to kind of force us to. We'll still get out and get ground balls and do some drills. It'll just be in much shorter spurts. The field's fine. It's just the wind chills are down there, so we don't like to stay out too long, and it'll probably affect our scrimmages set for this weekend. But that's okay. We were able to start a week earlier this year, and the guys are all in pretty good shape, and everybody's feeling pretty good. And so, having to peel it back a little bit this weekend isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a long season, you gotta work your way into it. So part of it is trying to keep them fresh and keep their bodies feeling good, especially when it's early and it's cold.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping things warm up a little bit here because we are really only about 2 weeks away. Quinnipiac open on that Friday, the 13th in February. They're coming down here hoping to get some baseball weather. If this keeps up, they might be better off at home.
Well, it won't. I mean, the weather around here is very bipolar in February and March for sure, but it'll still be better than whatever they're getting. And if you believe in any extended forecasts, it looks like, after this cold snap here this week, we're going to be back up there. And I think they're calling for, weather, around 60 on opening day right now. So that's an educated guess at best, but we'll take it.
I love that.
Yeah, get all the bad weather out of the way now, get all the cold out of the way now, and then February 13th forward, we got nothing but just beautiful weather to come watch some baseball. I'm pumped. If you can't tell, I've been watching this calendar for like 2 months now, ready to go.
Well, it's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. The company that's coming in to put the bleachers in the outfield got all their equipment put in today back there. Trucks were unloading stuff all day pretty much, and they started construction on that outfield bleacher and outfield rally alley area. Basically, is for lack of a better term. I told them they got to come up with a name for it. You got names.
Rally, power rally.
Yeah, that's right. The power rally alley. I like it. But that'll be a neat place, and I think it's going to add to the character. I mean, it's what we have this year, but I think, unintended, it's going to add to the overall character of the ballpark, and there'll be some people that really like sitting out there, even when the stadium's done, I believe. And so, we can give some opposing left fielders hell and have some fun doing that.
I think it's also, we talk about the college kids, but I think just kids always want to catch a ball. If you can go to a game and catch a home run ball, that's pretty awesome. That's a big plus for them. That's
going to be a good spot to catch one, because that's where a bunch of them go out. That's for sure. And, not only that, but they're also bringing in our temporary press boxes that are going to go in the existing rally alley. So we'll have our, scoreboard operators and PA and visiting radio and all of that down there. Also, all our padding people, so they're padding the brick walls and gates down both lines, the inside, and navy padding. So it's really going to dress up, the park itself, I think, in addition to all the pads in the dugout areas. So we're excited about that part of the project as well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how that looks, how the configuration, the sight lines, all of those things. I will say the best way to pick the name for that area is for a nice sponsor to come in and name that thing. So feel free to reach out to ODU Sports Properties if you're in the market for that, because it's going to get a lot of screen time. I can promise you that as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, there ain't no doubt about it. That's where everybody's going to be, and somebody could really I'm sure they got something. Maybe there's some people with bugs in their ear about that, because I told them, I said, man, you got a prime real estate right here for somebody to get a really nice corporate sponsorship as well. So hopefully we'll get that done.
If you want to show the fans, you're not going to have any other option. That's going to be the spot. So your name as an advertiser will be seen.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys see the thing where the NCAA okayed up to 2 sponsorships on jerseys?
Yeah,
I did. Chico's bail bonds? Who we get?
Can't wait to. Come on, Joe's Pizza or something, like. Come on, Jimmy's.
We got some good local ones. So let's get P. Franks on there.
Yeah,
let's get some good local ones.
So they're certainly not going to let us go out and do our own. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably cross a lot of the businesses off the list that I would choose, like headlights, something like that.
Yeah. Well, it could be a lot of fun, but if you could get rev share money out of it, I'd be all for doing our own. But that'll probably that idea won't float, I don't think.
Yeah, I saw someone put the soundbite out there of, if you want to be a hero, buy one of those sponsorships and then just leave it the same color as a team jersey. And we could talk about, like, yes, we sold a sponsorship, but no, it's not littering the jersey out there. You'll get more business than you can possibly imagine.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, well, we'll see. It's happening, everywhere now. So we'll see how it ends up.
The funny thing is, we always talked about it's so bad, but then, I know the NBA jerseys have them, and the MLB jerseys have them now, don't they? And I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Batting helmets. Strauss or whatever that company was. I thought it was Levi Strauss. It was a different company.
But we see so many ads anymore, it doesn't even register. I'll be honest. Like, it's one of those things, like, I think we're probably never going to have a time in the future history where it's going to be less ads or no ads. So we're going to look back, and maybe you can look back at the time right before this and be like, oh, how clean the uniforms look. But it's one of those, like, I don't know. It's probably never going to be tacky again, because it's just how it's going to be. It's weird. Like, I think, am I against it overall? For sure. But it's also like, I don't know if it affects anything.
No, I don't think so. Today's world, man, you got to keep on finding ways to make money. So that's a pretty clean, easy way to do it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like putting, Town Bank on your field. They gave you money for your stadium, so you can put it out there, and it's all right. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely in the era of rev share, that could be a big source of income, especially for a lot of like mid-major programs that, could use an extra 10, 20, 30K, however much it costs. Yeah. If we can avoid like the Braves, I forgot who the company is, but they have a big yellow patch on their side that faces the pitcher's mound when they hit. And it just sticks out so much. You look at some other teams and it kind of blends more with the jerseys.
Okay.
I think it's the Braves. Is that yellow lumber? It's like yellow lumber.
Oh,
something like that.
Yellowwood. Yeah.
Yellowwood.
So
Yeah,
that
something
guy,
like that. Yeah.
Jimmy Raines is the owner of that company, and he was a big booster at Auburn when I was down there. Yellowwood. That's right.
There you go. It's funny.
Well,
all right.
But we're moving forward with all the, construction stuff that's happening. And they're slinging some steel up there now around, so it's starting to look like something. So we're excited about that.
Excited to get in there, watch that thing continue being built out while we're catching some games. But we talked to quite a few of your pitchers at Step Up to the Plate. I know some of the fans saw the interviews. If you haven't, go back to that Step Up to the Plate special. A lot of good arms vying for those 3 open rotation spots. So we're going to pick your brain today a little bit on what your pitching situation looks like, bullpen. And if you don't know if you want to kick off, is there anyone that you think is like, yep, they're going to be a weekend starter for us? Or are you still in that figuring out mode?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you hope by this time that you're, close to that decision. I think our top 2 spots right now are pretty, the guys have earned those spots and pretty clear. Darren Kuski and JJ Gaddy, who are 2 transfers, and they've kind of separated themselves in terms of being those first 2 guys. And who's going to throw Friday, who's going to throw Saturday? I mean, that probably, I'd say Kuski, opening up. Kuski will throw Friday and JJ Saturday. Sunday, the Sunday starters still to be determined. I'm really happy with how true freshman Jackson Okonkwo was throwing the ball. I think he's got a chance to be special, down the road if he stays healthy, which is always a good if. But, the thing, not just the starters, but, the pitching staff. I mean, in any one year, 8 to 10, maybe 8 to 12 guys are what you're trying to get to that are going to throw the brunt of the meaningful innings. And, after that, you hope some other guys will move up into that and create some, some competition to get in there. And I think we've got that right now. I think our, losing 3 conference starters is a tall order, that's a fill. But we had a pretty big drop off after our probably top 6 last year, and that was very evident during those midweek games for sure. I think our floor is much better. I don't ever use the DEEP word because as soon as you say it, 4 guys get hurt,
Yep.
So I don't think it's that, but I do like the amount of guys that we think can be not only usable but effective this year, and that's not including any of the freshmen other than Jackson yet, who I like. I mean, the other 3 freshmen, Tanton, Pierce, and Cavalcante, I think are all going to be pretty good, and we just got to get them in there and let them get their feet wet when we can. But they're all strike throwers, and they all got pretty good fastballs and pretty good off-speed stuff. So I like the potential of that. We also have some older guys in the bullpen that have thrown a lot that I think are going to be effective. We talk about Bailey Matella. He's pitched a lot of baseball. He's a senior. Kellen Davis pitched a lot of baseball. Ethan Hubble's pitched a lot of baseball. And then we got a couple transfers. Pat Johnson, who's a transfer from Tennessee Tech, has pitched a lot of Division I baseball. Marcus Van Alstine, who's a transfer from VMI, pitched a lot of baseball. Both those guys have really been throwing the ball well. A couple other lefties, Owen Yarusi's a redshirt freshman. Tommy John kid who's been throwing the ball. He just keeps getting a little bit better each time out. And then a fifth-year guy, Connor Schumann, who we dropped down, and he's kind of a side-armed a little bit below that lefty, and he's really taken to it. And he's been very effective, sinking the ball, getting a bunch of ground balls. And he's such a great kid that's been through so much. Running 23-year-olds out there is usually a pretty good idea. And Connor's going about his business like a veteran guy. He hasn't pitched a ton of innings here, but he sure has been around and seen a bunch, and he's pitching like a guy that, knows what he's doing. And then every year you need a couple guys to step up. So far, the guy that has always had a very good arm and just hasn't been effective his first 2 years. But, man, is he throwing the ball good his first few outings this winter, spring scrimmages, Nick Sulpizio. He's been 92, 94. The breaking ball has been good. It's been strikes. And it's a couple of 2-inning, stints, but he's been impressive in those. So something certainly to build on for him. We'll figure that other starter out as we keep moving forward. But I like the potential of the groups of guys. Because, look, man, early, even your starters throwing 4, maybe 5 at the most. And so it takes a group of guys to get that win. The starter, the middle guy, the guy that's going to finish, those kind of things. So we're trying to figure out what those groups need to look like for us to be effective. And, we've got a couple guys that, have a chance to throw in. And I didn't mention another transfer portal guy, Ryan Sheehy, who is a transfer, came in and had a couple good outings in the fall, and then we shut him down because he threw a bunch for his college last year and then threw a lot in the summer. So he's just kind of working his way back into it, and he's got a really good arm and could be a very effective guy out of the bullpen for us. We just got to see a little bit more out of him as we move in there. So we've got some bullets in there that we can fire. We just got to figure out how to use them the right way. And that first month of the season that's what it's all about, is figuring out the roles, for your pitching staff as much as anything, as well as the guys on the field.
When you talk about that third spot in the rotation, I'm always interested in the fourth spot because you have a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday, the midweek games. Is that the kind of thing where maybe whoever doesn't beat out for that third spot, that Sunday spot, they end up being the Tuesday midweek guy, or is that more a guy you look at? I guess. Are you planning? Is there a plan to try to develop someone in the midweek, or is that just like you hope and then sometimes it doesn't work out? And it seems like it's been a few years since we had kind of a reliable midweek starter.
Yeah, early you definitely do that, CB. I think. Now, once the first 4 weeks, when you get into conference play, you have to throw all your best guys on the weekend, and so it can change, right? But if you remember back in 22, Blake Morgan was starting on Tuesdays,
right,
until about the second conference weekend. Then we started on Fridays. Year. But we didn't know what we had, and we had to run them out there for some Tuesdays and kind of see. And so that's kind of how it works. And you hope some of those guys will keep stepping up, and I think that has a good chance to happen. I believe we only have one week where we have maybe 1 or 2 where we have Tuesday and Wednesday this year on the schedule. So that's a good thing, because those double midweeks, man, can light you up.
The end of that second game is rough.
Yeah. So we try to stay away from those as much as we can from a scheduling opportunity. So that's the plan anyway. But it's always, you go into it, and then I tell the guys all the time, I mean, this is your role when we start. The roles are always subject to change, and based on how guys do. And well and not so well, and so you just kind of keep rolling with it and adjusting. And it was kind of amazing last year that we, for the most part, except for maybe one weekend, had the same 3 starters the entire season, and that's very unusual in college baseball.
Yeah, that point about Blake is great because that's kind of, I think, exactly the dream scenario that I was kind of had in my head, where what you were saying is you get a guy in the midweek and you give him the role and he excels in the role. And I think it's clear, it's been clear the last several years you guys have tried to do that, and guys just for whatever reasons haven't stepped up in those roles. I mean, that was been pretty clear the last couple of years.
Yeah, without a doubt. And so, I mean, some of that's on us. I mean, we didn't feel like we did a good job, getting enough depth. There it was. I said it.
It was different variation of the word.
I mean, our top 10 guys were fine, but we just didn't have enough guys that could do it at this level. And we're hopeful that we've addressed that and we fixed some of that. It feels like we have, but they got to go out and do it. What that looks like sometimes is different. I mean, especially when it's a young kid. And I think that, are they going to throw enough strikes? Are they going to be competitive? You just don't know enough of that until you run them out there. Because you can think one thing through inter-squads. I do know this for a fact. You can think something through the scrimmages and the inter-squads, and as soon as you start playing somebody in the other dugout with a different colored jersey on, it can change. Now, for some guys, it changes for the better. That competitiveness kicks in and they go that way. And for some guys, it changes for the worse. They get anxious and nervous and whatever, and then they go the other way, right? And so there's no way to find that out until you start playing. But
that's one of the things I like about the way you guys approached the transfer portal and recruiting this year is that a lot of the guys you brought in, that had already had some college experience, had success and they had played a lot. You didn't have a ton of guys who were they were somewhere and they had been good maybe in high school and then didn't get to play. A lot of your guys already showed Cash J's got 4 years at Washburn, and JJ Gaddy was playing pitching the rotation last year at Daytona. I mean, these are guys who've shown when you put the other team's uniform on, they're going to show up.
Yeah, and that was something. I'm glad you said that because that was a really, really big priority for us in the portal this year. Was not the shiny penny guy, maybe as much as the guy that was a guy that had success at his level, a lot of success at the level he was at. And when you're a pitcher, man, if you can have success, if you can throw the ball at this speed here, you can have success at any level. I tell guys, hey, the mistakes get hit farther at this level, but you can still have success with your stuff. And especially, the competitiveness, you can see that doesn't ever leave guys, right? The thing that I like the most about Kusky and Gaddy is just that. They are uber competitive. They're out there with smoke coming out of their ears, man. And I love that. And they've got good stuff, but maybe their best tool is their competitiveness. And they're both in different ways, Gaddy's a little more demonstrative and, Kusky's a little more stoic, but you can feel his energy when he's out there. Like he's all business on his throw days. And so, it's been cool to see, they're both prospects as far as professional goes. Kusky maybe a little bit more so, just judging from the scouts right now, but I think they both have a chance to help us win ball games at this level. So we're excited about that, and it sets the bar like some other guys trying to get there. And Mike always does a good job of figuring that out. And so we'll see. I mean, we got a few more sets of scrimmages, and then we'll get out there and tee it up and see where we're at. So
I was excited to hear what you said about Nixel Pizio. because I think that's like the X factor in the bullpen because he has nasty stuff. And when he's on, he is unhittable. And we actually heard from some of the catchers that step up to the plate that he was filthy in the bullpen like the whole time leading up to that. Did you see him just kind of come back with that competitive edge to I want to get better when he came back this fall?
Yeah, I mean, we really challenged Nick, and in fact, in our end of the year meeting last year, I told him maybe you should go somewhere else. Like, be honest, it hadn't worked out here 2 years, and maybe a change of scenery is what you need. Because I thought that. And he wanted to come back. Nick's a really good kid. He's a good teammate. He, to be fair, as well, he hasn't been completely healthy since he's been here. Like, It's always been something. You know, it's kind of just been a little bit underwater, man. And so, you know, he took the time in the fall. I don't know if he had a PRP shot or something like that, and started throwing right before Christmas again and came back, and he finally feels good. I mean, after he threw, I think Thursday, I asked him, you know, how he felt, and he said, I feel great, man. So that's really good because, yeah, healthy Nick Selpizio, it's a good enough arm to give you a chance against anybody, certainly.
Yeah, take some of the pressure off the other guys who ended up eating a lot of innings last year just out of necessity. Especially, you know, I'm already thinking – I'm excited for the season, but I'm already thinking Montgomery too.
I really think we've got a couple kids in that freshman class that, you know, as the year goes on, you know, it's going to be our job to get them out there enough that they can develop. And sometimes you got to take your lumps in that process. But I like those kids, man. I think Pierce and Cavalcante and Tanton, they're all strike throwers. They're all different. You know, Cavalcante is this 6'7" giant with 17 shoes, and he's been 92, 94 this January, a true freshman. The breaking ball's coming along. He throws strikes. Pierce is, you know, one of those high relief guys that's got a curveball and, you know, that angle. And then Tanton was a guy that probably was, you know, maybe more highly thought of coming in, and he had a little bit of elbow stuff in the fall, nothing serious, but he's back throwing and feels healthy now, so we'll get him back out there, and he looks pretty good to me. So, you know, those guys will be helpful. I think obviously, you know, Metella, Davis, Hubble do a lot for us last year out of the bullpen. Adding Johnson and Van Alstine, who are two seniors, you know, that have thrown a lot. Johnson's an angle guy, kind of a sinker guy. Van Alstine's, you know, a little more traditional guy. He's got some really good off-speed stuff as well. So those guys have thrown in a lot of different roles, a lot of different leverages, and they're not going to be affected by any time we put them out there. So, and they've been really good since they've been here. So that's been helpful. So we're hoping they can eat some innings out of that bullpen as well.
Does Marcus Van Alstine, does he talk as much every single day in practice as it seems like he does? I mean, I've been watching this kid for a long time, and he is a yapper, as the kids say.
Yes, he is a yapper. He's great, man. He's been so. Again, you know, in that portal, we wanted to make sure we went after the right people, and he certainly fits that bill. He's a great teammate. He's good. Excuse me. He cares about the right stuff, and he's always picking somebody up. You know, like on his days he's not throwing, he's just, you know, slapping butts and giving guys high five, and he's into it, man. He cares about winning a lot, and you know, he's happy as he can be because when you're at BMI, you can't get any sleep. And he said, "Man, I get to sleep all day now." And I was like, "No, get out of bed, like let's go." So,
Coach, he's not sleeping all day. He's just getting his rest that he needs to recuperate for his pitching. That's
exactly.
It's actually very scientific what he's doing.
He's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that was a guy I was very excited when I saw he was coming here because I got a chance. Been watching him since back he was in high school. Big fan of Marcus.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, good to hear someone's filling the Blake Morgan role off the field anyway. If someone getting somebody fired up in the dugout, because you always count on Blake, like he'd be up on that rail yelling all game.
Yes, he would. Yeah, yeah. You know who was fun with all that when it was a great pitcher here. Heartline. I thought he was such a great teammate, man. I still remember his 1-1 Tommy Guns cheer, and he would be into it. I used to have to calm him down if he was going to go in the game later because he'd be getting so worked up. I was like, dude, you got to save some of this, on your days you're on the board. And
he was funny because he actually had calmed it down from high school. Like it was when he was a Greenbrier Christian, it was higher and louder than that. It was nuts there.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, gotta have those guys to get through, especially long season, tough times.
Well, it's always the pitchers, right? Like they're the best cheerleaders, smack talkers you have. So we just try to keep it fun and keep them cheering for our guys.
All right. Well, Finney, we appreciate all the insight on the pitchers. Want to take a little bit of a look at the schedule here before we let you go.
Yep.
Obviously, start with Quinnipiac at home. Got a 3-game set that Friday, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. It sounds like there may be some upcoming game time changes for Fridays early on.
Yeah, we're going to move those Friday games to 2 p.m. The main reason for that is with the new bleacher setup. I guess part of the approval Richmond, stuff was they wanted, as we worked on getting more lights out there, they wanted us to start earlier so that we'd be done, before it got too dark and just in case our lights failed or something like that. So that was a logistical thing. And I'm fine with it. I mean, the teams come in Thursday.
Yeah. Not hurting my feelings.
It actually is better. I mean, we're playing in a better part of the day, that time of the year, warmer part of the day, and it'll be better. So I got no issues with that. I think once once daylight savings kicks in and all that, then and we'll certainly move back to when conference play starts back at home. We'll move back to those Friday night games.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have anyone upset to be in a little bit more daylight watching a game, but as CB pointed out before we hopped on here, get your PTO requests in now so you can get there on a couple of those Fridays. Because we've got some good ones. Like we opened with Quinnipiac at the midweek Manhattan, then Niagara, Charlotte, and then Connecticut. Like UConn, that's a bigger baseball program than I think a lot of people actually realize.
Oh yeah, I mean they're very much a top 25 baseball program. So those last two non-conference weekends, Charlotte, always very good program.
Litigious, as you say.
Old USA rival, and our series are always fantastic. I mean, gosh, last year, they beat us in the bottom of the ninth, and then we beat them in the ninth, I think, Saturday, and then came back and beat them in the ninth again on Sunday at their place. So it's always a hard-fought series, and it makes both teams better. And then UConn will be, at that point, it'll be very good. So it'll be a great warm-up for heading into conference play down at Troy.
Yeah, they didn't do you any favors.
Start conference play at Troy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whoever you're playing on the road in this league, it ain't going to be easy. So why not?
Why not?
I think, on that other side, we are happy we're not going to Texas State. I can tell you that. And we're not going to Louisiana. Although I like that trip, it's a hard place to play. So missing those two guys is never a terrible thing. But we got everybody else, and it's always a challenging schedule, no matter who you're playing in the Sun Belt.
Yeah, and of course later on there's the trip to Coastal Carolina for a 3-game set there. But I wanted to ask you, just because I haven't researched it myself, it just popped into my brain. Georgia State's getting a new baseball facility as well. Is that this season or next season?
That's a good question. I'm not sure when we go down there this year, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
I think they've started construction, but I can't imagine they're going to be in it this year. I would be shocked if they were, but I believe they have started construction on it. So I would imagine we'll still be playing down at Pantherville or wherever that is, but this will be the last year for that because they are building a new one. And they're building it on the old Fulton County Stadium spot. So that's cool for them because it's right next to their campus, and that'll actually be really good for that program to not have to drive as far as they have to get to their field every day and all that.
That's kind of thing for me. I'd like to go down and see them. Being a big Braves fan, I saw, games of Fulton County. I saw the first games there at Turner Field. I think it'd be really neat. I know they said they're going to keep the spot where Aaron hit his 715, and they're going to have that. I think that's going to be part of the entrance.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of thing. I think if when y'all play there the next time, I'm going to have to make sure to make that trip because that think it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And of course, they're using the old the Turner Field for the football stadium now, which is
big empty football stadium before.
Yeah. But they have their baseball locker room in there currently.
Oh wow.
And cages and all of that in the old Turner Field. So they'll that's where they'll be, for everything now.
Yeah, I went down there to watch football in 2024, and the press box is still like behind what used to be home plate. I don't think they've changed anything in there since they stopped playing baseball in it. But I noticed from 22 to 24, the area around there, the development's unreal. Like really good restaurants, good bars, place to hang out. Wow. The first time I went down there, we had to get someone to take the padlock off the beer cooler in a barbecue restaurant just to get a beer to tailgate. And now it's become a little bit more. So yeah, that's an easy bridge.
Couldn't do it in 20 years of the Braves playing there.
Yeah.
It's just like any place else, man. It's like you look at Marshall, like you get a nice new ballpark in there and some coaches that hustle, man, and you can get good in a hurry. And so they're going to do that. They're in an area where there's tons of players, and they'll get kids transferring in the portal, and they'll get good in a hurry without a doubt. So it'll be like on our side. I mean, it'll be a lot of. I know Georgia Southern just finished a big expansion in their stadium. Marshall just got a new stadium. We're getting a new stadium. Georgia State's getting a new stadium. Coastal already has an awesome stadium, and I'm sure they're adding to it. And so, Appalachian State's got a really nice stadium. So, you look up and you're seeing a lot of, investment in the facilities in baseball.
The Sun Belt in general is just taken off from a baseball perspective. I mean, it was always good. I think when we joined with some others, it got a lot better. And now everyone is just investing. And you see, it's almost hard to call the Sun Belt a mid-major conference now when you have two teams that are constantly ranked in the top 25 preseason.
Yeah. And hopefully, we've had years where it's more than that. So it's super competitive, and with the portal, you just have people say, how y'all going to be? And I go, I have no idea because I don't know who anybody else is. Like, who knows what everybody got in the portal and didn't get and lost and all those things. So we'll just try to be as good as we can be, and we'll see when we play them. So,
and then Louisiana Tech's going to come in the conference too, and we know they got a great stadium. They've always been a good team. I mean, that's another just big plus for the conference.
I mean, that makes it even more difficult. Like, it's just you're right. They've got a fantastic facility, great coaching staff, long history of being really good in baseball, and so there's another one right there that you got to battle on. So it definitely doesn't get any easier.
Yeah. And speaking of Louisiana Tech, I got to pump up David Asbury's article on their current legal situation with Conference USA trying to leave. There's a whole lot going on there. David's a lawyer, so he speaks the language. I was just like bird law or something. I don't know. But go check that out. It's on the Pride of ODU website there. To go check it. It's a good read.
Yeah, I'm sure that's never easy with all of that stuff, but they're a great addition for baseball. I can't speak to any of the other sports and how they are, but they're a fantastic addition for baseball, and it puts another tough Louisiana team on that west side, certainly. So it doesn't make it any easier on that side.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Finney, thanks so much for hopping on here. We'll be back to do this same thing next week. We're going to talk about the lineups and any other changes that have occurred over the course of the week. But it's fun being back on here. Fun with games in Target in 2 weeks, man. I didn't think I'd get more excited, but here we go. I'm sweating already.
Can't wait. And, I'm excited that Holobetz, John's coming on with you guys.
Yeah.
Please tell him hello for me. And we're so proud of him. I mean, he's just a rising star in professional baseball and rocking it up the prospect list with the Red Sox now. So,
Yeah,
that's exciting, and hopefully he'll keep on moving, get us another big leaguer here for too long.
Absolutely.
love it.
All right,
We're rooting
guys.
for him. All right.
Happy
Thanks so
New
much,
Year,
Vinny.
everybody, and go Monarchs.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, that's a good ad.
Yeah.
I like that ad. They do a
It
good job on
was. Always appreciate Afterglow setting those up.
Yes.
So
Good folks.
great talk to Finney. I'm
Already
pumped to hear we've got, sounds like 2 of the 3 starters in a good spot here, and several solid candidates for that final spot. Of course, the midweeks when we all want to beat VCU and Richmond and all those lovely teams.
Yes, a lot of ECU, all them. Yeah, a lot of arms. I like it. A lot of guys that if they play like they can, we could have a really great year. That's what I say every year when it comes to pitching.
Yeah.
If they pitch like they can pitch, we're gonna have a good time. And speaking of guys who pitch really well and do really well, we have ODU legend, all-time Old Dominion saves leader. He doesn't even know how good he is. John Holobetz. What's up, John?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. How's the off season been? What have you been up to since baseball ended for you in the fall?
Well, the fall, it took about 10 days off, and then I came right back down, and I was throwing pretty much until I got back down here. So
yeah, so we were saying a minute ago, won't be long before you're down in Fort Myers, and you said, "Well, I'm already here."
yep.
That's great.
Are you alone down there? Are all the pitchers down there? What's the situation?
I would say a little over half of the pitchers are down here. So me, Dylan, and Noah are down here.
Oh man, are you 3 all living together? Because that's gonna be like
No. We all lived in the same house in college, actually. Just Noah was a couple years before us.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, hell of a first year in the minors for you. Exciting. A lot of things changed, but you threw the ball really well, man. I'm glad we got to see when we came down and see the Mudcats before you moved over to the Red Sox. But just what did you think about your season?
I thought I threw a lot of strikes. I mean, I can't really. It was all kind of surreal for me. I didn't expect to get the call up to AA, and then when I got up there, it was in Harrisburg, which is an hour from my house. So like it was basically a home game, which was also like surreal for me. But I could remember vividly like getting the call up. We finished a series in Winston-Salem. I didn't pitch very good. I think I gave up like 4 in 5 innings. And we were like packing up the bus. I was getting ready for a fantasy football draft, and I get called into our head coach's office, and I'm like, oh, well, this isn't good. And then, and as I was walking in, I heard someone say he's going to Portland. I was like, no way. So I was kind of like preparing for it. And then we got the pitching coaches in there, and they're like, yeah, like we're really pleased with how you kind of like came in and like kind of absorbed like our pitching philosophy, and like you've developed significantly since you've made the jump from low A to high A, and we're sending you up to Portland. And I literally I didn't even have a smile on my face. I was just like, okay, like is that all you had to say? And he's like, are you not happy? And I was like, No, I'm happy. I was just like, I don't know what I was expecting. Like, and then after I walked out, it kind of like all hit me when all the guys like came over and were celebrating with me. And then I hopped on the bus and drafted one of the worst fantasy football teams of all time.
So what I'm hearing is when they do the video when you get called to the big league, it's gonna be like the worst video of all time. Like, all right,
Yeah.
Noah, get your bags. You're going to meet
Yeah.
the Red Sox in Cleveland. You're like, all right, what time?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Okay, and obviously,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
No, it was.
Well,
I mean, that's a
was-
whirlwind year for you. Like so you start the year. You're with the Milwaukee Brewers, right? And you pitched with them a little bit in spring training. You had a game or two here up in
Yeah.
big league spring training
Yeah.
camp.
I had one game in big league spring training,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I gave up a home run.
Sure. Hey, gave up big league home runs. What I heard.
No,
you gotta-
it was a double-A, but he was like the number one prospect.
Okay, but you were in a big league game, so it's a big league
Yes.
home run.
Yes.
So we gotta reassess. Evaluate the way you're looking at things here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big league uniform, big league park, big league home run. You got to be there to give one up, right? But
Yep.
so you start out in A ball, and I think we saw your third start of the year against Delmarva, and
Yes.
you were just throwing just gas that day. It looked nasty as all
Nasty.
get out. You were having a blast,
Nasty.
yeah. And then within like a few weeks, you're getting traded to the Red Sox. As a player to be named later, did you look at what Quinn Priester, the guy you got traded for, did this season in the big leagues?
No, I didn't see what he was, but I recognize the name from, I want to say like it was my freshman year of college. He was like a number 2 prospect. I want to say he was with the Pirates at the time.
He was a Pirates guy.
It
Yeah,
was like
so
him and like it was like him and Bubba Chandler or something, and they were like big name Pirates prospects. And then
Yeah.
I didn't really hear from him, and then we traded for him. I was like, oh, sick. And then I got the call on our off day, and we were traveling to Kannapolis the next day. And I was like, oh, I'm getting promoted, or like something like that's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, you're traded. And I was like, what?
Well, you did get promoted, so you were half right. You were
Yeah,
that was,
yeah.
yeah. No, but were you aware of what Quinn Priester did the rest of the season?
He had a very, very good season.
Yeah, he was. For people who don't know, he was with the Brewers, who were number 1 in the Central, 97 wins, 13-3 with a 3.32 ERA, 157 innings as a starter. I mean, a guy. So you got traded for a big leaguer who probably should have been an all-star, to be honest. And people don't understand how it worked. He got traded at the beginning of April, and they did a player to be named later, which is what you were. Usually how that works is they give a list of 10, 15 guys, sometimes 5, and say, hey, okay, we're not sure who we want. You can pick one of these guys. And I'm sure what happened was you went out, had the start you had, and they're like, well, that's the guy we want.
I actually got the story.
Oh, yeah?
It was the guy that actually ended up picking me. It was like the last week we were in Portland. And the guy walks into the weight room, and like he comes up and meets me. He's like, I'm the guy that actually picked you out of the lineup.
It's awesome.
And I was like, oh, sick. That's cool. Like, can you tell me who the other guys were? And I got some, like, he didn't give any names, but he was like, I was one of like 3 guys. And he was like, I was the obvious choice because the other kid was like, he was a high schooler, and there was a guy in AA that was like 28 or something like that. That they're like, yeah, we're not going to take him.
Yeah. Let's say, I mean, when he's talking to you at the end of the year in AA after you've been killing it all year, he's got to feel pretty good about his pick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I definitely got that guy a raise.
Let's go. That's what we're all about here.
Well, I know you're down there with Dylan and Noah. I mean, that's got to be pretty awesome to have 2 dudes on the roster with you that had kind of a similar experience to you, dominated at ODU, were great, and then ended up in the Red Sox organization. Does it seem like it's kind of helping you adjust as you kind of continue to adapt to that after a year?
Yeah, I mean, we're basically making the Monarchs 2.0 here at the Red Sox.
The Hudson Sox.
It was pretty sick. Yeah, the Hudson Sox. We when DB got drafted, it was over the All-Star break, so we didn't have a game, and my mom was blowing up my phone. She's like, "Oh my God, DB just went to the Red Sox," and I was like, "No way!" And then I texted Dylan, and Dylan's like, "Bro, I texted Noah Dean." And he's like, I already saw, like, holy shit, this is awesome.
That's great.
And then, yeah, and then Nick Murray's also down here.
Right.
Yep.
So it was just pretty cool.
Love
I
it,
feel like
man.
we're just
and that's a
gearing
great
up.
spot down there in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
That's a really sweet place you got them. It's a great organization and a really awesome spot for spring training and the off season there.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's a lot different than Arizona. Arizona's like
Yeah.
the farthest you'll drive is an hour, and this is the
Yeah.
closest you'll drive is an hour.
It's very different. Well, you got the Twins right there in Fort Myers. So that one's not too bad. But have you had any like Red Sox greats run-ins yet? I know that's one thing. Every time I was there, it's like, oh, there's Big Poppy back here in the backfield. Like it is always somebody huge walking around.
No, I mean I met Cutter Crawford,
Sure.
Christian Campbell, and Peyton Tolley, but we played together
Yeah.
in Greenville, so we were already good buddies. And then like you see guys and you're like, oh my God, that's Alex Bregman or that's somebody else. And
Right,
you're like,
yeah.
oh my, like it's pretty cool. It's very cool to see guys that you watched growing up and all of a sudden like you realize like, oh my God, like I'm actually kind of I size up to him pretty well.
Yeah. I'm wearing that.
Except
we're
for
wearing that
Tolley.
same uniform.
Except for Tolley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for
Well,
Tolley.
he's got
Tolley's a
the mustache,
gigantic
right?
human. Yeah. He's huge.
Well, what does a typical day look like for you right now? I think that's a question people ask. Like, all right, we know pitchers and catchers report soon. Pitchers are down there, but like, what's your day to day on a normal day?
I usually wake up around like 6. We go to the field, have our dynamic around like we get breakfast and all that. We have a dynamic stretch around like 8:30, and then we throw after that, and then have a lift sometime after that, do some conditioning, and then it's pretty much just eat lunch and go home. We're done by like 1:00 every day, 2:00.
Our days are exactly the same. I mean, mentally, I have to still keep working.
Yeah.
But it's how I'm done inside by 1:00. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
you pointed out, the Red Sox, they thought that when you got there, you really took well to their style, their approach, their coaching. Do you feel that way? What do you feel really clicked for you with the Red Sox when you got there?
I threw less fastballs.
Yeah, that's what I heard, which is
Yeah.
fascinating. Because all we hear about
Yeah.
is, guys throwing, you throw hard. All we hear about is guys throwing crazy hard and throwing a lot of fastballs. But then what I heard was you had success throwing less fastballs. Tell us, what's that about? That's weird.
Well, in low A, like it's hard to really compare it to anything, but in low A, like I was able to just throw fastballs by everybody. And my off speed kind of like took a step back, and every time I threw it, it got hit. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm gonna stick to fastballs. So I was close to 80% fastballs in my first like 5 starts in low A, and then got the call up, and we were in our player meeting, and we did like a focus hitter of the day, and the guy was like, he only sits fastball or something like that. And Ski, our assistant pitching coach, comes up, like, he's like, what do you typically throw? I was like, well, I'm like 80% fastball. He's like, that'll change. And then the pitching coach, Kip, like, he pretty much took me under his wing. He was an ex big leaguer. He played for like 10, 15 years.
Who was it?
Bob Kipper.
Oh, Bob. Yeah, Bob Kipper.
Yeah.
Awesome. He's an awesome guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the best people I know.
Yeah.
He kind of took me under his wing, and like he told me stories about back in the day. It was awesome. And then like he's like, we need to really hammer like a slider home, and then a slider clicked for me, and then we worked on a changeup, and the changeup clicked, and then cutter velo clicked. It was very cool. He gave me some different cues, and it was great to get like a big leaguer's perspective on it.
He's been, not only was he a big leaguer, but he's been a coach with the Red Sox for a long time, and seen a lot of really good pitchers go through and develop. So I mean, that's right there. Like that's when you're hearing that, it's like, well, that's the reason he stuck around. The reason he knows what he's doing is like he he takes a guy who's willing to work and listen. Very cool to see.
Yeah.
Is that something you've seen? Like, I mean, obviously, I know you got good coaching at ODU and when you played summer ball and stuff. But is the level of coaching different in the pro level?
It's weird because like the higher you get up, the more hands off they are with you.
Yeah.
But like they'll give you like they see something in you and they're like, oh, if you just try and feel this next one you throw and it's a little bit harder, you're like, oh, that works. Or if it's like a different movement, but it's a better movement than what you were getting, then it's a lot of trial and error. And your bullpens are kind of really useful. Whereas I feel like in college, it was literally just touch my shapes and move on to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you like what the biggest difference is between like pitching preparation at the college level versus at the pros. You kind of answered it there, but did that kind of take you by surprise when you first got into the system, or you're like, all right, I'm ready for something different?
I would probably say I was ready for it. I think the biggest mental barrier is just playing every day. Yeah. Like in college, we have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday off, or Thursday off, and then we're at the field Wednesday to Friday to Sunday. But in pro ball, it's just every day. It's you get there at like noon. It's noon to 8, 11 o'clock every night, and it definitely messes with your sleep schedule for sure.
What was the longest bus ride you had this year?
Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it was the drive up to Harrisburg, but I did that. Yeah. I did that solo. But
we'll say that one. You're happy to do that like every time.
Yeah. It was Bowling Green for sure. It was like 6.5 hours, I think.
And then you get there and play in front of 8 people, which is always fun.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's such a nice little park too.
Trip. Yeah, it's nice. It's old. It's a little old.
Yeah.
But the GM of that team, like there was a rain out one day and we like should not have played. It was like a monsoon. And it stopped at like 8. And like if you start a game at 9, it's a 7-inning game. This guy said, nah, we're gonna start at 8:45. Somehow got the field in playable conditions, and they were not playable like at all. He got the field in playable conditions. It took 3 hours to get through the first 5 innings of the game. We got home at like 2 a.m.
Did want to refund tickets.
He wanted those beer sales too.
Yeah, he said it was a sellout crowd. That's why we were playing. It was not a sellout crowd.
Not a sellout crowd. It was monsoon weather.
Yeah.
How's Greenville? Because I used to live down in Charlotte, and I would go down to Greenville when they were the Braves at the old park. So I haven't had a chance. The new park looks amazing. It looks like they always have good crowds. How was it good to play there?
Oh, it was sick. It was the biggest. I mean, it was the biggest crowd I think I've played in front of, and like for them to have your back, it's sick. Yeah. You feel the energy, you feed off of it, and it's like I don't know what it was when it was with the Braves, but it's like all the stands are like right on top of you.
Yeah.
Because like it's not really built up, but it's built around. So like, and it's like in kind of like a little like alleyway. So like all the sound just travels onto the field. Great. And then to have it like almost a 1-to-1 replica of Fenway is pretty cool as well.
Yeah. No, it's completely the Braves one. They tore down that place. The bathrooms didn't work. It was awful. That's been a long time. So you got to play in the nice one now. How about Portland? Because Portland's a little bit older place, right?
Yeah, Portland is older, but like it's iconic. That one you don't really hear anything. Like there's a bunch of people that go there, but it's so quiet. It's unbelievable. It's because it's spread out more. Like there's it's not built up. There's no second deck. It's literally just like it's like a college field where it just kind of goes back about 20 rows and then it's just press boxes.
A lot of those Eastern League parks, so the older ones anyway, Bowie and all, are kind of like that.
Yeah. I Hartford was definitely one of my favorite. That was a cool place.
A newer park, right? Yeah.
Yeah, great team name too. The Yard Goats. That's pretty sick.
Yard Goats. Yeah,
I have a Yard Goats shirt somewhere upstairs. Well, speaking of that, I had to go and look at the Richmond Flying Squirrels schedule. And I see that Portland doesn't come to Richmond until like the last week of August, I think is when you come down here. And I'm like, well, I hope I get to see Holobetz then, but at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that he's not a AA by then.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm hoping for since we're schedule watching. Worcester, the Woo Sox, playing in Norfolk at the end of July. So I'm just saying, that seems like that'd be a solid time if you want to make a
sounds like I have a goal.
AAA. I mean, frankly, I'd rather see you be playing in Boston then and then not miss you at all. But if we got to be in the minor leagues, I'd like to see you be playing for the Woo Sox at the end of July.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Plus, I haven't actually played on the Tide Stadium. I was shut down for that game.
Yeah, probably not a bad thing to miss the games there last year. It was not a very friendly ballpark to ODU last season.
I heard.
Weird.
I've never seen a baseball get hammered with a crazy exit velo and see it as soon as it gets higher than the fence just die and land right into a glove. It was unbelievable. You would have thrown a no-hitter, I think, probably.
Yeah, you loved it. Yeah.
I was there for the Virginia game when we played them, and who was that? Anderson. Ethan Anderson hit one that was murdered. And as soon as he hit it, I put my head down. I was like, that's gone. And it got caught before the warning track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he got drafted by the Orioles. So he'll probably end up back here playing in Norfolk and probably remember that every day.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're bringing the wall back in at Camden, aren't they? They moved it back and now they're moving it back in.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
They want to be when they play. We got the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Blue Jays are all pretty easy places to hit home runs. They don't want to be the left out.
Yeah. Got to get the pitching in.
Yeah. Make it hard on you guys.
Yeah.
So, do you have any goals here leading into to 2026 in the season? Do you have anything you're like, this is what I want to accomplish this year?
I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I just I want to take it a day at a time and just focus on everything in front of me and not really focus on what I did in the past. They're cool memories to have, but I mean, I'll always remember every start in AA going 6 innings. but I don't think that's gonna stick for the entire season.
I mean, if you can do that the rest of your career, you'll be all right. I think you'll be okay if that's something that you make happen.
I'd be in the hall of pretty good.
You'd be in the hall of making a lot of money. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'd be naming the new outfield bleachers after Holobetz, I think. Awesome. Well, John, we appreciate the time, man. I'm glad that you're having blast. Like, we're really happy for all the success that you've had down there, the things you've gone out and earned. We're going to just continue to follow you, root for you. I'm sure we'll be texting parents and all that and looking for the RV ride to Boston here at some point.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. I know my parents are coming down for spring training. I don't know if you guys are on that text thread or not.
I wish I wasn't poor. I would be down there. There would be nothing better to be going. If you're an ODU fan at all with the means and ability, get down to Fort Myers and see these guys. It's a great place you can easy access to go back and watch the minor league guys, and it's a fun place.
Yeah. Do you know Nana?
Maybe I'm not sure.
She's like an old lady that came to my parents' tailgates.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she's coming down. She's excited to see me.
That's awesome. That's fantastic, man. Who wouldn't be excited to see you, man? You're the best. I mean, come on. We appreciate you, buddy. We're excited for you, man. Thanks a lot for giving the time, and good luck, man. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm thankful that you guys invited me on the show, man.
Yeah, always welcome. Well, thanks so much, John. CB and I will be back here in just a minute to wrap things up.
All right. What a good kid. I mean, right? What a guy.
Yeah, awesome. I'm seriously glad to see his success down there, and along with Dylan and Noah. I mean, we've got some dudes in the minors doing some stuff. Like, I'm in my mind envisioning a Cubs Red Sox World Series where there's like 7 ODU guys in the starting lineups.
I mean, we could get the Blue Jays there in the ALCS again. I mean, Hunter Gregory's right on the doorstep. I mean, we got a lot of guys at that AA level right now too, and we all know you're a phone call away. I mean, Matt Kootenai was playing Double-A. Andy Garriola was playing Double-A. Carter Trice was in Double-A. I mean, there were a lot of guys that were right there at that level. And then PJ Higgins, obviously been Triple-A for I think it was like his third year playing for Louisville after like 3 years of Iowa. He's a wily Triple-A vet now. I mean, there's a lot of dudes, and of course Yarby. I think Yarby re-signed with the Yankees again. So yeah, and Vinny's going for arbitration right now to get himself a big raise. I mean, it's one like what I think he put in $4.5 million. The Royals put in $4 million. All I'm hearing is like Vinny's going to make $4.5 million. That's amazing. He can help him buy a pillow to cry on over his Jets, I guess.
Oh, poor Jets.
He's very funny. If you want a great Twitter follow, Vinny Pasquantino is excellent during football season.
Yeah, he's already, I think, established his second career whenever he decides to hang it up, because he is on a ton of podcasts, national shows. We'll love to get him on here. I will tell you, we're going to have to increase the viewer base quite a good bit, but I think Vinny would do it if we asked him to. But
I think he would. Sometimes, I don't want to bug him. He's busy living his life.
Yeah, I mean, he's pro. He's watching
great.
his Jets lose, and he's starting to manage his little media empire now. So I love to see it. I just love seeing these guys go out and have success, whatever they're doing.
Because as we keep saying, they're just wonderful people. They're just really, really good guys, and they're just really great folks. And they make it very easy to root for them. You root for them anyway, just because they're Old Dominion guys. But it's so much nicer when you can get a chance to know them a little bit and realize they're just really good people, and it's worth rooting for them.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Dylan's parents and John's parents over the past couple of years they're here. I mean, awesome people as well. Could not have a more welcoming group of parents there. So we'll see. We got to see who fills the void here. We got some great candidates though.
I say John Dye might be your guy, man. He's on Telefson's. I don't know why I can't remember Telefson's dad. I was name off the top of my head. He's gonna punch me in the face next time he sees me. He's not. He's a nice guy. He won't. But yeah, we got some good ones. There's some excellent parents in the group. We know the Holmans, if they weren't on the other side of the country, they'd be the
oh yeah, they're still engaged. I got to eat some food with them for one of the games at the Tide Stadium. This is a good time, good people. It's a good environment to be in, and I mean we're gonna have some guys popping in the pros here for the next 2 or 3 years that are gonna help just kind of cement ODU's baseball legacy. Make sure they know, hey, despite all the transfer portal, the rev share, everything else that's going on, conference changes, like we're still cranking out prospects that are going to go pro. And I think that's one of the best selling points you can have for our program.
I love it. I'm excited. 2 weeks from Friday, get to start another one. It's always great. This is the best time. Nothing bad's happened yet.
Yeah.
It's all good possibilities.
Yeah. My wife picked up electric hand warmers because we were expecting to lose power all weekend. It was going to be like 30 degrees in my house. Knock on wood, so far so good. But these things, I had it in my hoodie pocket, and I was why am I sweating so bad? Then I realized this little thing is in here.
You might need to send me the link because I might need to have a couple of those in my pockets.
Yeah. Good reminder for the fans. The hand warmers, the wool socks, the jackets. Make sure you dust them off. Get all your ODU gear ready.
Yeah. A lot of layers. I mean, we say it might be in the 60s, but 60s isn't super warm. I don't know about you. When I go out to a baseball game for 3 hours in the 60s, I still put on a lot of layers because it's still chilly. Like you still got to prepare.
Yeah. And you're also going to have it's nice and warm. And then the seventh inning takes an hour and a half and the sun goes down and you're a little chilly after that.
Yeah. Always factor in for the end of the game, not the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I'll sweat in the beginning, but I don't want to be cold at the end.
Yes, exactly. You don't want to be sweating the ninth inning and then all of a sudden extras, here we go. You know what is going to happen.
Yep. I was just at a double overtime basketball game, but you know what about basketball? We're still indoors.
Yes, and there's a clock that helps too.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, fans, thank you all so much for tuning in. The reason we're back for season 3 is because we see the number of people engaging with our stuff, viewership going up. So the annual reminder to tell your friends, tell the parent groups, tell everybody. Tune in here. You can find us on social media. Should have something fun about social media next week related to Hudson Homers. So TBD on that. I won't promise the date like I did this episode coming out on the 27th. But a lot of good stuff. Just thank you. Thank you all for listening, engaging, and always open to hear questions to ask Finny.
Yeah, and if you see Gary at the ballpark, make sure you stop and tell him everything.
Yes, you can come up and say, hey, we're all going to be together.
You gotta, I have a camera. I'll be busy. I got to go do stuff. You can talk to Gary.
I'm going to come out with rolls of stickers that are super shiny. And the trick is how many can you get on CB's back during the course of a game? We'll get that going.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. Go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs.